Thank you so much, Dr. Meng Lee, for being with us here today and taking the time to speak about how your company listed on the Cambodia Securities Exchange. So to begin with, could you share what motivated the decision to list Meng Lee Jaquit Education PLC on the Securities Exchange, and what were some of your initial expectations going into it?
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, we're very happy to be listed on the CSX main bus, and we were hoping that we would be the first company to go on IPO. Right. We are one of the very compliant company. We follow the rule and regulation. We have audited since 2016. So we follow all the government pensions, seniority pays, and tax and social security funds, and so on. We follow all the requirements that the government put forth, and we pay tax on time and comply fully. So we feel that our company is the most transparent and the most compliant company. So we want it to be a sample, a role model to other companies. And we want to be the first educational company to be on stock. And we feel proud for as a role model for our staff and also our people. And only way to do that is to go on IPO. We don't gain anything from going IPO because a lot of companies go on IPO, they get tax incentive. But we already have tax incentive from our Prime Minister for the past 20 years. And we continue to have it for another 5 years. So to us, it's not a big deal about tax exemption. But for us, it is very honored to be on the stock market, to be the first one and showcase our transparency, our compliance process. So, but what we're hoping to get from being on IPO is to get equity funding to expand our company and allow our parents and students and also the people in Cambodia to be part of the shareholder in MJQE. And we know that a lot of people are still illiterate about stock market share and so on. But we're hoping to share this knowledge. We're hoping to open up and be the first company to make sure that people are able to involve and take part in the process of buying stock and so on. And we made it through, and we're quite satisfied with the result. And so far, it has been 1 year already, yes.
Right, yeah, that's great to hear. Definitely your company is a major role model for others, other educational institutions especially, but businesses in general to encourage them to list. So of course, could you also briefly explain how easy or difficult the process of actually listing on the Cambodia Securities Exchange was for those businesses that might be interested in doing the same?
Before you could be listed, make sure that your companies follow all the requirements by the CSX. That means that you have to meet all the rule and regulation that put forth by the government and by the CSX. Make sure that you follow the labor force rules, and make sure that you pay all the pension fund. Make sure you pay all the social security fund, and make sure that you follow the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Economy, and so on, and have your company audited for a few years. And we have done all of that. But to just go through the process to make sure that it is all done and compliant, we had to go through a lot of hard work and go through a lot of process to make sure that it's completely ready. But once it is done, the process itself is very fast and easy. And the regulator make it easy for us. They're very supportive. And they make sure that we go through process without any obstacle, any hurdle. They just make sure that we have more stock market going on listed. And because of that, they always in supportive of us in going on stock by give us advice and also give us suggestion what to do. And because of that, we have listed a very short period of time within only a few months, while the requirements usually say that it takes about 6 to 1 year, but it took us only about 3 months. Yeah, so we find it very easy.
I see. So I think the process definitely depends also upon how compliant the business is from the beginning, and like in terms of complying to all these different regulations in advance. So I definitely think the process would differ for different businesses.
That's
in
right.
those regards.
If you are fresh, new, and you haven't be ready for the stock market, and you have to go through all the cleaning process, registering process, regulating process, and paying tax process, and auditing process. All that will take a lot of time and very difficult to start with.
Yeah,
So you have to point somewhere to start with. So basically, it's not that easy for the cleaning up of the company. But the process of going IPO, very easy.
Right. Oh, that's great to hear that the regulator is helping businesses in that way as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So mainly JQuote Education PLC, or MJQE as it's listed on the CSX, held its first IPO roadshow as well in 2023, the same year that the company listed. How would you describe the success of doing that kind of roadshow to help publicize the listing? Because it seems like something that the exchange is quite keen on.
Yeah, well, because our company very well reputed and well known and quite supported by the people in Cambodia. We have the biggest roadshow ever in the history of CSX, and we have the largest audience, and we have proof to the public that with the financial strength and the compliance, we were well received by all sides, both the regulator and the public, and we are quite supported by the CSX, and we raised quite a lot, more than expected. We raised more than 5 million, and that's what makes CSX the regulator happy also with the SEOC, and we didn't expect that we would make such a big highlight. So we quite honored and happy to be well received by the publics.
Wow, that's really amazing to hear. So I think things like the railroad show, any sort of that type of publicizing, it does prove that there can be interest in the public. I feel like there is this maybe misconception at the moment, but it could be, as you mentioned earlier, because of the low literacy regarding stocks and securities, that maybe it's not worth it, or like there's not enough interest. But I think definitely your company proves.
Well, if you stock market literated, it would be a beneficial, and you would be you will feel that it will help your company a lot to go on IPO. But if you're not very literated about the IPO, usually we feel hesitated to go on IPO, thinking that you lose this, you lose that, you have to comply with this, comply with that, and you have to go through a lot of processes. It costs a lot of money. It is not what you think. It's the different way around. It helps your company drastically. It helps promote your brand name, and it helps your company to be running with good governance. So basically, it helps cleanse your company. It helps prepare your company forward to be better. So to us, we find it as a very good experience to have our company listed, and we wouldn't do anything more otherwise. Basically, we find it a very positive experience. So we're quite happy with what we have been doing so far.
Right. I think that's a great message to share about the benefits that most people are probably not aware of. In those same lines, how would you say the market's response was to mainly JQuote Education PLC's IPO, and how happy are you with the performance on the CSX?
Well, we were quite happy and satisfied with the outcome. In August 13, 2024, it has been 1 year, and our share have attracted investor attention. It has a surge of 2,310 to 4,290, make it a net profit increase of 85.7%. Wow. So that's quite a lot. And also the trading volume, it goes up to 6,700,000 volumes, which is quite a big one, and equivalent to about 3.5 million. So it's quite drastic. So I think that we have performed very well within 1 year. Of course, yeah. Yes.
Those are some very impressive numbers, I think, in such a short span of time as well. And it, I think, shows also the potential of the securities exchange going into the future. Yes. So going back to kind of what we were discussing earlier, How would you say that the public listing has impacted the operations and governance of your company over the past 15 months? And would you say that it has also influenced your future strategic decisions and long-term planning?
Yes, definitely, definitely. You see that within 1 year, we have drastic increases, and our revenues has significantly increased by 44%, and that's quite a lot. It's quite a surprise to us. And also, the gross profit have increased by 45%, while the net profits increased by 102%, and very unexpected. And by Q2 of this year, we see increased growth of 6% and equity of 16%. And that's quite a big jump. Our revenue and gross profits is surged by 11 and 14% respectively. So that's quite a big gains from the previous year. So we see that we have done a good job, and the operation have improved quite a lot. So what we are trying to do is continue to do what we're doing, because it seems to be working right.
Right, of course. And have you implemented any new financial strategies to ensure this sort of continued growth and stability of your company post-IPO?
Yes, we've been looking for different funds to continue to support our expansion. And so far we have secure bank loan from the bank, and also guaranteed loans, unsecured loan. And we also do IPO funding and foreign debt financing. And currently we are working on bonds, and in the process, hopefully we can secure more funds to continue expanding to different area of demand. Our school are in quite demands, and every school we open are very full of registration. And because of the increased expansion of middle and high income family, so we see that there's a surge of demand for good education, good schooling. So for us, we are in a good position. Yeah.
Right, that's really great to hear. So to close off then, was there anything that maybe you think that you could have done differently during the process of going public, or are you fully satisfied with the whole process?
We won't do anything otherwise. I think we have done the right job. What we need to do is just continue to push forward, continue our expansion, and look for more funding. I think that by going on IPO, it has increased our branding and increased our operation, and we continue to search and move forward. And so I wouldn't do any other way than what we're doing so far. So I hope that we continue to move forward with our expansion.
Right, great. Thank you so much. That's all the questions that I have for you today. It was a pleasure to hear about the journey listing, and I really look forward to seeing MJQTV Education PLC go forward on the Cambodia Securities Exchange.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.